Hello everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transform Element TE-01B Natural Disaster or OP Leader, Nemesis version, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he is, you can see a black semi-truck in the Nemesis Prime colors, which will roll to the side because he comes in this box, which has a bit of nice artwork on it, you know, of a Nemesis Prime shooting something. There, a logo, OP Leader, even though it was apparently changed last second. Metal deformation, because mistranslation is always fun. Grid work and the logo on the side and a warning. Hey, look, more the name and the picture. On the top, we got another picture plus the logo and stuff. On the bottom, we have another warning and made in China, not for ages 0 to 3. On the back, you got 8 more pictures. And hey, look, it comes with a laser cannon and energy tomahawk. That's the box. You know, pretty straightforward box. Also, it comes in styrofoam, not usual plastic. You know, we see anymore, which I think is like Fans Toys does. Deformation, it says on the manual, which, yeah, again, more mistranslation issues. And, you know, it's a decent manual, uses photos and, you know, Photoshop, but it tells you how to get certain things. And nice little picture, which is weirdly saturated on certain areas. Like, this is way more green than it should be, like, on the back. But, yeah. Manual. But, yeah, the truck. Got a truck here. It is a black flat-nosed semi-truck with red windows, like, well, Nemesis Prime should be. You can see the silver stripe right there. Nice bits of silver on the fuel tank, the smokestacks, the rims, and the grille and bumper and headlights. And even the windshields and the window outlines. And the mirrors. The little lights up here picked out in a nice teal color. On the back, there's no tail lights, but it is gray for the robot mode. So yeah, it rolls really well actually. Really well. I believe these are actually rubber tires. Kind of a hard rubber, but still rubber. On the back, mine has a little bit of weird. I'm not sure what that's not. That's something that was like down the box. It's like a weird, like stain or marking or something. It almost looks like there's like a circle right there. But anyway, yeah, it's a minor defect. So I don't really mind it too much because it only appears really here in the truck mode, and it's not a huge one. Yeah, it rolls really well. Looks really great. You know, it's got the more flattened out back end, so it's not sticking up so high. Yeah, it's nice. I like this. As it is, there's also a little adapter there for this. Where there's those little slots for this adapter. You could plug that on. If you can actually line up right. And that makes it so you can actually take the MP10 trailer and plug it in. If you get it lined up properly. There. Then you can actually use the MP10 trailer. Or many of the variants. Like I do know there is actually a knockoff version which has, you know, Nemesis Prime colors on a Decepticon badge. So if you can, if you want that, you can get that. Yeah, pretty solid truck actually. Very solid. I really like this truck mode. Even with this, you can leave the adapter on or not, or leave the adapter attached to the trailer, however you want to do it. But there it is. And it's pretty solid truck mode. I guess this part's technically not correct to a real world truck, but hey, none of them ever been except till. Well, the closest so far is the newest one, but yeah, I'll get to that one in a different video. Yeah, it's a good truck. I like it. I like it a lot. Transformation's also pretty. I wouldn't say simple, but it's once you get past the scariness of it, it's actually pretty clever and actually kind of fun. And you should probably watch the transformation video I'll be doing. You know, should be up there soon, or if it hasn't already, you know, right there. So I'll go ahead and transform and we'll talk about robot mode. All right. Like I said, the transformation is not too time consuming as long as once you got it down pat. Like yeah, it's actually again like I said, pretty fun and clever and whatnot. It's just the first few times can be a little scary because of a couple little things, but overall it's not too bad. And then you get this really really nice looking robot mode, which yeah, it's kind of I guess if you imagine this in red and blue instead of black and gray, well it'd be very Optimus screen accurate. You got the red windows, and this is the alternate head that it came with. I'll show you the other head later. Nice little bit of green. The green translucent on the this piece. The green here on the arms. You got some gray, which this is not painted on the I guess Optimus version, but here it is. Some silverish gray, whatnot. And you got slightly different grays, and you got the silver I guess belly grill. Yeah, pretty close to somewhat screen accurate, I guess Prime. Although that's a bit of a weird thing because, well, as we know, if anyone watches the G1 cartoon knows, well, this screen accurate Prime screen accuracy is kind of difficult just because he keeps changing how he looks depending on which episode you're watching and who animated it. But yeah, like I said, this is the alternate head. They kind of molded it after the MP44 head. I did do some modifications a little bit, but yeah, here's the standard head, which you can see is a little slightly different shape, whatnot. It does transform slightly differently. There is a little thing you gotta adjust, like pull this little back piece on. But yeah, these antenna, I actually did swap the antenna around because, well, partially because one time I transformed it, and the antenna got caught in a weird way and it got gnarled up. So be careful of that when you do it. And yeah, you can also, there's a little bit of gnarling on this one on the back side. But yeah, it's just really easy to actually get caught in antenna. But I prefer this head any which way, so not a huge deal. But yeah, it's your choice. It's easy to swap. It's just a screw on the back, and it comes in 4 separate pieces. The front, the back, and the 2 antenna are 4 separate pieces. So just be aware of that when you do swap it around. One of the things that that a lot of people talk about with the transform element version is, well, how clean it is. And yes, it is compacts down very clean and whatnot, although this is technically incorrect, but most people are willing to ignore it. It's weird how people get all obsessed with the backpack but ignore the butt. If they're all obsessed with the backside of everything, when it comes to accuracy and whatnot. But that's just me. But yeah, I genuinely like this one. It's a reason I got this. I got the Nemesis version because I wanted both this and MP44. So rather than getting 2 Optimus Primes, well, once they announced the Nemesis Prime version, well, there you go. I was kind of in at that point. It's like I was kind of already wanting it. It's like, oh no, now they just announced the Nemesis Prime version. Oh no, I'm clicking the buy it now button. No. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good figure. It's got a couple limitations here and there, articulation wise. But his head is on a dual swivel thing, so he can look left and right, up and down on this thing. No tiltage, unfortunately, because of that, but decent amount of range there. His arms, his shoulders are forward and back all the way around on a nice kind of quiet ratchet outward. That's a friction joint. Don't get the head doesn't get banged into with the smokestacks. There's also this. If you do this, press this little button here for the transformation, you can give him a forward butterfly. On mine, this one is a pain in the butt. For whatever reason, the button does not want to engage, so it's a real big pain to try to, engage the butterfly joint. But he also has a bicep swivel here. Very nice. He's got an elbow joint, which it's technically single hinge, but it's got a pretty decent amount of curl. You can also get the transformation joint, which can do that, but that just looks bad, so I don't want to use it. His wrists can swivel. It can also, the fingers can open up and whatnot. These 3 fingers are on a single hinge, and then you got a knuckle joint right there, mid knuckle joint, and this finger is separate and also has this mid knuckle joint, so it can point. And the thumb can also go up and down. It also has 2 hinges, and that's about it. It's at an angle, so that's about all you get. No ball joints or anything in the hands. Its waist can swivel pretty freely all the way to here. It's not a 360-degree swivel, but it is a swivel. And unfortunately, unlike the other, I guess, Masterpiece Prime entries, he has no ab crunch whatsoever. It's because of the way he transforms, is that the metal rod and everything, there is no room for an ab crunch, unfortunately. So that's all you get. The hips, though, can You know, nice clicky forward, ratchets back forward like this. These get out of the way pretty easily. Backwards about that far before it runs in the bumper. And outward goes about that far, which is pretty decent still. Enough to get a, you know, full splits if you want. This actually, because of where it hinges, I was worried about this because I saw this only went this far, but because of where this hinges, you actually, that's enough for it to get a full inch. So just an FYI. There is no thigh swivel. That's the other limitation that articulation-wise this guy has, which is no thigh swivel, which is really unfortunate. I can see why. The reason why is because of how the legs transform, but there is just none there. There is a knee swivel though, so if you do need an outward of some sort, you can get it, but for some people, they don't like how this looks when this is straight and then this is angled. So your mileage may vary on that, but it is there if you need something to swivel down there. Knees, big old clicky ratchet that goes about this far. Pretty good curl there. Pretty good. Not the most amazing, as many of us probably know, but it's still pretty good curl. Also very nice loud ratchet. And ankle tilts, so you can even see the little rivets on move. A nice ankle tilt, about that much range. Not an amazing amount of range, but good enough for most poses you're going to probably put him in on the shelf. And his foot can do that. There's a toe joint. Yeah. Good amount of posability, but not the best amount of posability. Still pretty solid for what you're getting. But he also does come with a couple accessories. Oh yeah, the other thing with Ricard in the head, I almost forgot. Which is, he comes with a little screwdriver and a couple replacement screws just in case you lose it. So it's much easier to replace, you know, adjust that if you need to. He does come with his axe, you know, the tomahawk, as they say. Nice red translucent plastic, and that's pretty simple. You just gotta open this up. You gotta adjust the hand, so you know, for transformation. So make sure to do that properly. You know, make sure it's transformed just right, so it can slot in there just fine, which can be a bit of a pain sometimes, but get in there. And then this just clips over the joint it's the hands on. Just clips in pretty solid too. There you go. He's got his axe. Axe can also pop off. Not sure if it's supposed to do that, but it can. So you can have just a nub for a hand. So because of that, you have to kind of, you can't just pull it straight off because this will just come off. So you kind of have to do that. Just kind of just rotate it down. Hopefully that doesn't stress anything in the future, but I don't know. And of course, his other accessory. I forget this hand transform because it's going to bother me if I don't. His other accessory is a gun. His gun. Usual Optimus or Nemesis gun. Which also, there's a little button here. Which, hey look, there's a light. You can see that. There's a little red LED on this one. I'm not sure what color LED is on the Optimus version, but nice little red LED there. Batteries are in there. I believe it's, I can't remember what kind it is. I think it's LR44s, but I'm not 100% certain. But it does come with batteries. At least this one did. It came with batteries, so there's that, but I don't know how long it will last. It might be LR44s, or it might be CR, the different one, which you'll have to special order, whichever. It has, of course, got the tabs on the side, so you can just slot it in his hand, and make sure not to open the hand too much, because otherwise you won't be able to close it up when you get it into his hand. And it's got a fairly solid grip on it. Yeah, I find he's got a pretty solid grip on the gun once you get it slotted in. Also, for some reason, his hand intended to move forward. Yeah. Right, one thing I did forget, the Matrix accessory, which is right in here, in a very nicely painted test cavity, and it can be a little bit of a pain to get this open, especially if you just cut your fingernail. It can be a bit of a pain to get it open. That's the biggest problem, is that I totally forgot it was in there because, well, yeah, I don't open it ever. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, is just simply getting this open. Also don't do what I'm doing. Yeah. But yeah, once you get it open, there's the Matrix, which again, it's in there really good, so it's really difficult to get out. And I'm doing it in a really bad way. Don't use a screwdriver if you don't have to. You really shouldn't be using a screwdriver, especially a Phillips head. But that's what I'm doing. There. Yep, it's die-cast metal. It's a little, this one is silver and gray and red. You can see that. Yep. That's all it is. It's just a nice little die-cast thing. Goes in there. It goes in there real snug. That's always been the problem of just these Masterpiece Optimus figures. It's always the good old... The matrix goes in really snug, and it can be difficult to get it out. So just watch it. And don't use this. You don't use a screwdriver. Use like a plastic spudger or something. I don't know. You might also get lucky and have a copy where it's easy to get out. But there it is. I totally forgot to do it in the proper review. So there you go. A little add-on bit for the video. Again, it's a pretty nice figure. I think it was clearly designed to be an MP10 replacement. Because, you know, timing everything is just, there was no way they were reacting to Chitara's new MP44. But yeah, here's MP10B, just to give you a bit of an idea. I think it was supposed to be an MP10 replacement, considering, you know, it came with the adapter for his trailer and everything. I think that's what they're aiming at. And MP44 kind of, well, this came, oh, we can offer an alternative, because, you know, the whole thing was, let's make a more cartoon-accurate Optimus Prime, and then, hey, look, Takara did their own more cartoon-accurate Optimus Prime. So now we got a weird three-way competition going on for that. I guess four if you really want to still count MP10, but yeah, it's a good-looking thing. It looks somewhat animation-accurate. You know, there's debate to be had about animation accuracy when it comes to G1, because just every single shot, I swear, looks like a totally different Optimus. It is a good figure. I really do genuinely like it. It's got some limitations, the lack of ab crunch, and lack of thigh swivels, but it is still, I think, a solid figure. And I think this is aiming at mostly towards people who are basically want mostly a display piece. It comes in robot mode. Yeah, it comes in robot mode. It's, again, I think because of those limitations, I think their whole thing was like, this is for people who mostly leave their figures on the shelf. Like, yeah, the posability's there. You know, you can probably do a couple poses here and there. But I think it's largely aimed at people who mostly just display theirs and don't play with their toys. So nothing's wrong with that, but that's what it's mostly aimed at, I feel. But it is still really good, and I do really like it. I think of the between the two third-party options, it's probably the better. I guess they're the third one if you count the Zeta/Toy World one, but I don't really count that one because it's kind of out of scale, and I just don't like it that much. Yeah, I genuinely think this is a good option. This or the normal Optimus or the Shattered Glass Optimus versions are all really good options for if you want a new non-MP10 Optimus for your shelf, or Prime, I guess. Or if you just want to do this crazy thing, do all three, get, I don't know, Shattered Glass colors, this Nemesis colors of Magic Square, and then the official MP44, then you got all three colors and all of them look different. So, hey, options. So, yeah. Good figure. Pick up on the variants. I know that the version 3 of the Optimus is just like going up for pre-order and stuff, or coming out, or just coming out or something like that. All those selling out pretty quick, so there you go. It's about $110 or so, about that. So, good deal, a good figure. I would pick one up if, either you just don't want MP44 because it's too expensive or doesn't look right or whatever. Whatever your reason is, it's a good figure to pick up, and I don't think you'll be disappointed if this is the one you decided on. And you just want with insane posability. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it informative and entertaining. And I'll see you next time with another video review.